Thanks for being here. This is our weekly cybersecurity briefing. It is Thursdays, 1:30 Central Standard Time. Typically, you like to keep it 15 to 20 minutes to get you the information you need and to get you back to work. We always say we enable your business to grow securely, buy back your time, and outsmart your competition. So, current cybersecurity landscape, latest trends, threats, and developments in cybersecurity with a focus on how they impact you. So, today, no probably surprise to you, but ransom attacks are on the rise. And if you don't know Lockbit is a well-known ransomware group, hacker extortion group, and they have created significant damage inside the industry. According to data released by the NCC group, the resurgence is being led by the old ransomware as a service groups. And if you don't know ransomware as a service, what ransomware as a service is, it's something that you should know. And if you are not as skilled as a hacker, you can go and purchase ransomware as a service, and you can select your target yourself, and you can deploy their ransomware as a service, similar to like any SaaS application cloud program that you would subscribe to. Hackers have the same type of community where you can subscribe to their services. And so you can not know much about being a hacker and subscribe to this ransomware as a service and deploy ransomware and get money back from customers you're targeting, yet they also reap the benefits. Sounds like a franchise to me, if I've ever heard of one. We saw a little lull in ransomware attacks, and then now they've repositioned themselves, and now as a new entity, and they're going faster and better than they did prior. Next is recent cyber attacks and breaches. And we're going to go over the U.S. agencies warn of Iranian hacker groups' ongoing ransomware attacks. It seems like ransomware is kind of the thread that we're seeing since our last cybersecurity briefing in regard to the news. It's always been a big deal, but it seems most recently it's becoming a bigger deal. And so we're going to check out this article. It says U.S. Cybersecurity and intelligence agencies have called out an Iranian hacking group for breaching multiple organizations across the country, coordinating with affiliates to deliver ransomware, using other people to help them in their efforts and paying them for their efforts. The activity has been linked to threat actor Pioneer Kitten. These people go by alias names just like any gang members. And it says their malicious cyber operations are aimed at deploying ransomware attacks to obtain and develop network access. It says the target of the attacks include education, finance, healthcare, and defense sectors. But nation states themselves want to get involved. And we saw this several times, like with Russia trying to interfere. But we just saw last week that the FBI confirmed that the Iranian nation state was after hacking the Trump campaign and confirmed that. And so we're just seeing, not only are we trying to operate under our own diplomatic authority, but there's other people that want to get involved and sway politics and mess with our foreign policy strategies based on elections. Specifically for us, and what we care about is the financial services sector the most. And healthcare is the largest in regard to cyber exploitation, then financial services. And so it's important that we are doing everything we can to put the necessary efforts in place to protect that personal identifiable information that we guard and safeguard for our customers. So it's just important just to reiterate, like ransomware is a problem and it's not solved with a single solution. It's a layered approach, a defense in depth approach to protecting your intellectual property, your customers' your customers' information. So it makes you ask the question, and you should be asking this: what information is necessary for my business to collect, and what's not necessary? And I would highly encourage you to not collect anything that's not necessary. A lot of times we like to collect as much information as possible, but that is not what's in the best interest of your customer, and that's definitely not in the best interest of your business, because you're held accountable for the information that you collect. And if you were to have a cybersecurity incident or event, that could come back on you from a penalty standpoint from the Federal Trade Commission, or in the wealth management side, the Security Exchange Commission. So multi-factor authentication, I feel like we've done a great job of educating in regard to multi-factor authentication. But EDR, endpoint detection and response, is like modern next generation antivirus. And so they're able to not only get past your MFA, but they're also learning how to disable some of those protection mechanisms you have in place, reiterating why it's important to have multiple layers to your cybersecurity strategy, which is what we do here at Vandernet. Going to this article, I think it's important to understand what is 8M phishing, and is a technique that uses dedicated tooling to act as a proxy between the target and the legitimate login portal for an application. So they're essentially delivering you the correct login page, maybe for Office 365 or another application that you may use, like Intuit, QuickBooks Online. So you think you are legitimately going to QuickBooks Online's website, but in fact, it could be a proxy site, which means it's delivering the website, it's rendering you the correct website, but you're putting in your information and then it's able to steal that information as it's going through and authenticating. These tools, it says, this gives an increased sense of authenticity and makes the compromise less obvious to the user. However, because the attacker is sitting in the middle of the connection, they're able to observe all interactions and also take control of the authenticated session and gain control of the user account. So if you're technically accessing a website that is from a different server that you think it's really Intuit, and you're giving your user credentials in there, then all of the sudden they have access to do anything that you have access to do in there. So it's extremely important to protect, make sure that you're going to the right website, that you have the necessary tools in place to protect your business, so that way you're not taken advantage of with this proxy attack. Phishing hasn't changed. They're just trying to figure out how to capture the data. Instead of giving you a fake website and you put in the information multiple times and it's still not giving you where they want, they're still getting you to where you want to go and access the resources that you want to have access to. But in the process, they're gaining access to it too. So it's extremely important you're keeping an eye out for this, making sure that it's the right domain at the top that you're going to, and not what you think maybe you're logging into, but it could be a malicious domain instead that still gets you access to what you think you're trying to get access to. Specifically in an email with a link that it's loading up Office 365 and you're putting in your password just like you would think you would be, but they're getting all of that information. So we have to be really careful. And then lastly, I'm going to give you your cybersecurity best practice today, and that is the big idea. So the ransomware reality: prepare for when, not if. A lot of times we think we have all the necessary things in place. I don't have to plan for if this event were to happen to me because I have layers of security. But the question I would have for you is, do you have a plan in place to respond, recover, and restore trust quickly? So there's a key word there, right? Trust. Because at the end of the day, we don't have customers if they don't trust us. And we have to maintain a very high level of trust with our customers. Part of keeping our customers' trust is having a plan on how to deal with specific situations. And we have to have a good plan. Businesses need to develop and test ransomware response plans and recovery plans. If this were to happen, do you have a predetermined outcome? Do you know how you're going to respond to that? It's a great big question, and one that we all need to take the time to address. And we're happy to work with you and help you through that. If you have questions, we would absolutely love to book a 15-minute cybersecurity strategy session with you, free to you, so we can get to know more about you. You can get more to know about us and how we can help your business grow securely, reclaim your time, and outsmart your competition. We want you to grow securely. We want to help your business be successful. And that's why we do this. We want to educate you on what's going on in the world of cybersecurity and what the hackers are up to so you can be better prepared. Your business can be prepared. So go to the bit.ly link on your screen or scan the QR code. We'd love to have a continued conversation. This is weekly. This is a weekly cybersecurity briefing from 1:30 to 1:45 to get you the information you need and to get you back to work. And I just want to say thanks for being here, and we will see you next week.